All right, the Detroit Lions win in blowout fashion. They handled their business against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence went down at the end of the first half when I thought that was a meaningless play. They were already down big. No need. You had like 5 seconds left. Could have injured your franchise quarterback. Thankfully, he came back. It didn't look as bad as it was, and I was happy to see that. But the Detroit Lions took care of business from Jump Street. The first possession for the Jacksonville Jaguars turned into a fumble. Great work by Deshaun Elliott. I think he's the one that caused the fumble. And the Detroit Lions took that and scored. The Detroit Lions, if I'm not mistaken, did not punt all game long. St. Brown, over 100 yards. Jamison Williams. Everybody was waiting on him. The crowd even began to chant J-Mo. All right? Jamison Williams needs snaps. All right? You guys, some of you didn't want him to play for 2 years. Because let's be clear. Jamison Williams ain't playing the preseason. Okay? He's not. All right? And September of 2023 will be almost 2 years since he took his last snap on the field. So it was good to see. From my count, he was on for 3 snaps. Okay? 1 target, 1 incompletion. He ran out of bounds. It wouldn't have counted anyway. All right? So many good things. We were only penalized twice, as far as I know. Clean game. One thing about the Detroit Lions, their wins have been disciplined. They've been disciplined wins. Fantastic showing for the Detroit Lions. James Houston, another sack. Again, shout out to Coach Prime taking the job at Colorado, but he did his thing. He set them boys up nice in Jackson State. 3 sacks in essentially 2 games. Aiden Hutchinson, not a bust. 6.5 sacks. Okay? Don't forget, Chase Young had 7.5 his rookie year. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, he did have 3 forced fumbles, or 4 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, or something like that. But Hutch has 1 fumble recovery and 2 interceptions. I don't know what Sauce did today, but Aiden stepped up. Kaminsky, such a good showing. Now, the Detroit Lions were the healthiest they've been since we faced the Minnesota Vikings, right? Now, if you look at game 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles, got down early, came back. Running quarterbacks, they give us a problem. We know this, right? Came back. Number 2, game 2, dominated the Washington Commanders, okay? Game 3, went up against Kirk Cousins. We all know what happened there, okay? We could easily be 2-1 at that point in the season. But what happened was St. Brown and DeAndre Swift both were injured that game, all right? And they haven't really been healthy since. Today was what you could see from a full team. They only allowed 14 points. Now, the Detroit Lions are 4-1 since trading away T.J. Hockenson and from firing Aubrey Pleasant. Whatever it was, it worked. It worked. Even if Aubrey was the scapegoat, it worked. The Detroit Lions are 4-1 in their last 5 games. 3-1 in the month of December. Great showing by everyone. Alex Anzalone. Not too much from Jeff Okudah. Christian Kirk had a nice game, but St. Brown had a better one, okay? The team is showing you that they can win. Now, I just got to say this. I got to take my shot at the tankers. If you wanted to tank, you should be ashamed of yourself because winning feels so much better. And these guys going out here, Jamison Williams was ticked off today. Why? When the team is blowing out the Jacksonville Jaguars, they showed him on the sideline, and he was mad because he is a football player who wants to play and wants to win. And you're going to ask these guys to tank. Now, the Detroit Lions did move up into the 9th seed today with a win and a Falcons loss. We need a lot of help, and we just went over it before we went live, what the tie does. The tie can help or hurt the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions most definitely probably now are going to have to go 9-8, which means they got 1 loss in them. Minnesota won on a squeaker. The Jets gave that one away. All right? So, the Detroit Lions, man, there's really not a lot of negative takeaways. Jared Goff played a phenomenal game today. No turnovers, and there was only 1 in the game. And today, he didn't even throw a potential turnover, okay? It was a clean game from JG. I saw more good passes than I saw bad, all right? So, are the Detroit Lions going to take a quarterback? I don't know. Do you want them to take a quarterback? That's up to you. But right now, the Detroit Lions are playing some good football. We are 1 stop away again. All our losses have come against teams over 500. Our last loss coming against the Buffalo Bills. All right? This team, they can win. We can win with Jared Goff. If they keep playing like this, we can win. There's two teams that scare me. The Minnesota Vikings, even at home, and the New York Jets. All right? But if we keep playing this type of football, from DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams got his 4th team TD. If we keep playing like this, we can beat anybody in the league, and that's 100%. That's 100%. So very proud of this team, 5-7. We've almost doubled our win total from last year. We started off 1-6, okay? And in that time, the Detroit Lions are 5-1 since being 1-6. That's a big deal. Those losses early in the season, the one to the Buffalo Bills, they may come back to haunt us, but right now, we got 5 games left. We got 2 games at home and 3 on the road, okay? I've already showed most of the people the scenario about the Lions getting in the playoffs. It's very possible now. Right now, we're 2 spots outside. Right now, we could really use a Seahawks loss. That tie kind of put us out real quick. But listen, proud of this team. A lot of good defense, healthy offense, who just battled the Baltimore Ravens, who seem to just win games. They won today by 1, I believe. We held them to 14 points. Great game by the Detroit Lions. Proud of this team. 5-7, okay? 9th seed in the NFC. Don't forget, guys, 5 weeks ago, this Detroit Lions team, when we were talking about Dan Campbell being fired potentially, what he has to do next year, is Brad Holmes drafting right? Since that time, they went from the 1st pick in the draft, number 16 in the NFC, to number 9. They've jumped by almost 8 spots. That is tremendous. And that's a team that does not want to stop fighting, so neither should we. Congratulations, Detroit Lions remain 2nd in the North, move to 9th in the NFC, and are now, as far as I know, still 2 games out of the last playoff spot. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this win? Feels good to me. And I'm telling you, winning over tanking any day.